So you're thinking about getting yourself the S24 Ultra, or maybe save yourself a ton of money and get the S23 Ultra at a premium discount. And there are 5 major differences that we're going to cover today, and we're going to get started with the display. For real. You probably already know that the display on the S24 Ultra is flat. Basically, that means it is more durable than the curved display on the S23 Ultra, and you can get screen protectors if you wanted to. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about the colors on the S24 Ultra. They suck. More specifically, when you're using Samsung UI or any Samsung apps, the colors will appear dull when compared to the S23 Ultra. And that was intentional. After tons of complaints by actual Ultra owners, Samsung came out because they had to and said that they did this intentionally for the user's health. So what exactly do I mean by dull? What has happened? Essentially, for the S23 Ultra, I keep this in vivid display or dynamic display. It just keeps the colors popping. You want to get the most out of your AMOLED display, you want to keep it in vivid. Now that entire option, we're talking about vivid dynamic display, is gone on the S24 Ultra. You can't even select it anymore, so it kind of goes back to natural mode. Thankfully, it's only for Samsung UI and Samsung apps. So if you're watching Google Chrome or YouTube, you should not really notice a difference between these two phones. It's really only something that I've noticed when I'm using the UI. But for the display, even though the S24 Ultra has a flat display, which means it is more stronger than the S23 Ultra, and even though it gets brighter than the S23 Ultra, the S23 Ultra display was never lacking in brightness anyways. And because it is more vivid and the colors look better on the UI and every app I want, as far as display is concerned, the S23 Ultra wins for the display until Samsung fixes the problem that they said they did purposely. If you guys are wondering how to get awesome wallpapers like this one, check out the link in the description below, and you can also support the channel. And while you're there, please do smash the subscribe button. It really helps grow a small channel like the Chilled Fossil. And this is what stabilization looks like on the S24 Ultra camera, as well as the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, the second major difference between the S23 Ultra and the S24 Ultra, the camera quality. Take a look at a few of these images for yourself. What I will say though, on the S24 Ultra, the picture does look a little bit better. It might just be because it's getting a little bit brighter, but I don't really know. Overall though, we're gonna have to go home and check what they look like. The S24 Ultra does a better job of cleaning up the grain in darker spots, and I feel it does that by increasing the contrast or saturation of the images, because they are even more saturated than the already saturated images of the S23 Ultra. Now it does take Samsung a few updates to get the camera exactly right. The same thing happened with the S23 Ultra, and generally upon release it takes them like 3 or 4 updates. So I do want to give them one more update to get the camera right, but until then it's a tie. Oh no, I dropped my wallet. This video is sponsored by Ridge. Now I did a little sneaky on them. They sent me this wallet and key holder for free, but I actually already have been using a Ridge wallet for the past 2 years, and it's been phenomenal. This one I have is Red Embers, all carbon fiber, and it has these like pearlescent red fibers in there. But the one that I got from them now is this one. It's called the Narrows, and as far as the one that I've been using for the past 2 years, this one has been taking my constant abuse. We're talking pockets, backpacks, all of that, and it still looks as good as it did day one. Inside my wallet, I've got my Canadian bank account card, I've got my American Wells Fargo card, I've got my Bank of America card, I got my Tesla key, I've got someone's card, and then I have my driver's license. All of that in this slim case, and you can hold up to 12 cards, and I've never had a card slide out. Now they also sent me this key holder, which I didn't know they actually sold. And wow, it's full metal. I had like this one lanyard with just a bunch of keys on them, and this would make my life a lot easier. Now, Ridge is celebrating 11 years in business, and to give back, they are offering you guys up to 30% off for a limited time. So go to my link in the description at ridge.com/chilledfossil through April 1st. So it's really a give and take here. And if you do fast shots with the S24 Ultra, like, we're snapping 3 shots quickly, 1 out of 3 of them are probably going to look pretty trash. Now let's talk about Galaxy AI. People, this is not a gimmick. Circle to search, generative edits, note assist. Of course, right now, Galaxy AI is exclusive to the S24 Ultra and will be that way for a few more weeks. Come on. Yes. In a few more weeks, all of these Galaxy AI features will be coming to the S23 Ultra, all the S9 tablets, and even the S23 FE. And when Galaxy AI does come to all of these devices, you are bound to see some really cool developments, even in the apps that I already mentioned, like generative edit. Okay, so for now, we have to give it to the S24 Ultra because the S23, although it's supposed to be getting it in a few more weeks, doesn't have it just yet. So, S24 Ultra takes the point. Now you might be thinking to yourself, hey, I'll just stick with the S23 Ultra. Most of these cool new features that are S24 exclusive are eventually in a few weeks coming to the Ultra anyway. The camera on the S23 has already gone through a solid number of updates and is very consistent, and the display looks better. But you're missing one key point.
Jeebus! You forgot something really important. What? Me!
Build quality, here we go. Build quality, I told you. Okay, so we all know the S24 Ultra. This bad boy is titanium. We have the S23 today, which we're not using anymore, and we have the S24 Ultra. Now, obviously this is titanium, but today, and that is objectively better and stronger and lighter than the aluminum on the S23 Ultra. But it does get scratched very easily, guys. This has a matte coating, which I love the matte coating. I hate the gloss on the S23 Ultra, but I love the matte. This matte gets scratched, fam. And I'm talking getting scratched by the case, like literally taking the case on and off has scratched the matte. So yeah, and in Samsung marketing, they also say the display is stronger. I don't know what that means. Maybe they're referring to shatter resistance, which is true due to being a flat display, but which doesn't matter as much since it's so easy to micro scratch. And I'm not talking deep, display scratches. I'm just talking micro scratches, like those tiny scratches you see all over the display. So for build quality, okay, S24 Ultra, it wins by the smallest margin. And the last spec that we need to consider, that we need to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be updates and software. This one is all about longevity. And if you are someone who likes to run, you like going on hikes, enjoying the natures, you're not gonna like this phone because it is heavy. Like, where are you gonna put this? You can't put this in your pocket. It's all right, it's okay, it's okay. It's titanium, ladies and gentlemen. It's titanium. But that's my point. It's too heavy and gigantic to put somewhere in a way that is practical. I'm tired. Quite a run we had today. We had 100 meters.
82 kilometers later.
If you are looking to keep your phone long term, like 4 or 5 or maybe 6 more years, for sure the S24 Ultra is your better bet, simply because of the longer support and updates that you will continue to receive, as opposed to the S23 Ultra, which is getting 3 more years of updates maximum. Of course, you should also factor pricing in here too. For a year or 2 of no updates, you will pay about $300 less than the price of the S24 Ultra. This is a serious consideration that is all based on your budget. Also, guys, hit the like button. Come on now. Come on, you see that? You see those stunts I did? If this video was helpful, please consider smashing that subscribe button. It really helps grow the small channel like this one. And until next time, circle assist, circle search, generative edits, note assist, again.